This is part 5 of modeling the Red Dead Redemption Sheriff's Office, and as you can see, I've done the jail cell. Okay, I just didn't want to take too much of your time to do that. There it is, nothing special. This is just some brick texture from the internet somewhere. I don't even know where I got it, so you could use anything you want. Put a window down here. I've got the door up there and all the same stuff. I guess I did this. I could talk to you about that sometime if you care. It's just I used shrink wrap, put it on, and then I used a grunge in there to kind of get rid of some of that. It wasn't done in Substance Painter. Normally I would have done it that way. So now what I want to do is I want to work on the walkway, and I may not do every single bit with you because it can be kind of onerous, but there are a couple of tips that I want to show you, things that I had forgotten about, and somebody reminded me, and it's just a fantastic help. All right, we can use that. So I'm going to come out to about maybe just a little past that post, and okay, I'm going to start making a plank out of this. I'm going to extrude down, say yeah, I'll do that, and maybe a little bit longer here. Okay, so let's work on this one here. So let's go back to here, and that's probably fine. All right, I'm going to add the bevel on this, and let's try 0.002. It's probably okay. And if that's the case, I'm going to apply that and come in, and let's just focus on that alone. And I'm going to add my edge loops as I usually do on this. So there, and just one under there, let's say, Control E and mark seam. And let's make sure that it's facing the right way. That is it, so might as well start off in the right orientation. Okay, bring that back. I'm going to go ahead and put the material on here. I'm sure I will have to. I'm going to use the posts. I didn't unwrap it yet, and go over here real quick. We'll rotate 90, and I'm just going to scale it up. Let's see how that looks for the moment. All right, not bad. I can scale this later. Now here's the thing I want to do. I'm going to use the array. Let's go back to here. All right, let's get back in here. I'm going to use the array. We're going to go in the negative X. I'm going to go negative 1.02. I want a little gap in between. I'll just start increasing, and we'll see how that works. And so what I want to do is I want to come up to about there. I think I want a little bit of a bigger gap, so I'm going to go 1.03. I mean, you can lay these down individual by all means. Let's take this and let's scale this in the X. Let's see if we can just get it out to about there. But let's say we have that. Now here's the thing. Here's the tip that I had forgotten about. All right. We've got an array. It looks fine. They all look the same. And the texture is the same. This is it. Right down here in the array. All right. Under UVs. Look at this. Okay. So watch this. I can take these and I can change the UVs. So I'm done. I've now got differences in something that is arrayed. And if I keep going, they're all slightly different. All right? To some extent anyhow. So I'm okay, I think, with that effect. Now I'm going to actually go to there in case I decide I need that extra one. And I can go with that. And I think I'm ready to apply that array. And then I can come in here and I can grab the occasional one. Let's say I grab this face and maybe this one and say this one. And I'm going to go Control plus because I've got a loop cut there. I got to go out a little bit further. And I'm going to extend these in the Y, GY, hold Shift and just pull them out a little bit so they're a little off. I could take some other ones. Maybe I'll take that one, this one, this one. Control plus, maybe I'll make those a little shorter. All right, so they're getting a bit staggered. I can come in here. I could either separate all of them, or I could just take Control L. I'm going to switch to material so it gets everything, and then I can GZ. I can do a little bit of this kind of thing. whether or not that was enough. I'll take maybe this one. Let's try that. GZ, although it's under the door, so hopefully that won't cause a problem. Okay, that kind of thing. Maybe grab this one. I'll go GZ and I'll go downwards. I don't know, just a little bit of variation. All right, and that's fine. The other thing you can try for a quick thing is you can come over to your modifiers and try displace, and just click new and go to the textures, new texture, and then go to something like, I'm going to try magic actually for this, and I'll come back here and decrease this. And sometimes you may, I mean, I don't have much geometry in there. We could try, if I was to add, you know, let's just see if I add some edge loops there, you know, I can get some deformation in the wood. So I'm not sure I like that. You might not either, but maybe at a very low value, you know, it'll give you a little bit of deformation that you can use. So that is the front porch like that. Now out front there, I'm going to need to take one of these. I'll just take this one. Shift D, pull that out. Rotate Z 90. P to break it out. And I'm going to look from the side. Take this guy. I think I'm going to get rid of that there. And we have that there. Okay, just bring that in. It's a little bit out. And I really need 3 of these. Let's see, maybe down a little further with a little step. The step here is going to depend on the steps that I do there. So I'll show you that in a minute. But what I could do is take this, Shift D, and just have another one. And Shift D to have another one. And do something like that. And then I will come in here and just change the position of that, maybe the scale. And I'll come into this one. Okay, so I could just leave those there for now. Now, I want to make sure that this stuff here is going into the walkway. Walkway. Okay, now, let me double check something here. Somehow my walls got put in there. I'm just going to drag that out. JKL. Okay, so far so good. So the next thing is this piece here. I think I can actually now get rid of that, and I'm going to have to take some of these out of there. So I'm going to grab this, maybe this one. I'll grab them all. Control L. Shift D to duplicate. Pull them out. P to break them out. Take that. And that's going to get rotated. Rotate Z 90. And it's going to come in here. And let's just see where we're at with this. Okay, so how about if I grab this and I'll just snap it so it's kind of close. And it's like there. And that's okay. I could always come in here and grab this, Control L, and do this kind of a thing. Maybe this one too. I don't know. Control plus is what I meant to say there. And maybe this one. Maybe it goes up. I don't know, up or down. You know, you could rotate them a bit, but okay, we could have that. Now, are these the same? No, they're different. Okay, that's good. I'm just thinking, where's that? way over there. Just because of the way, what I did in the array earlier. Okay, maybe not that much. All right, anyhow, I'm just about ready to start the stairs themselves. So here is how I'm going to do that. I'm going to, let's see if I can select a point there. Yeah, I'm going to bring my 3D cursor there. All right, and I'm going to look from the side. I can't really see much, but if I put on that. So this is my incline, and I may vary from this a little bit, but this is a cool way to make stairs. That's one way to make stairs anyhow. Bring in a plane, I'm going to scale it down. I'm going to rotate Y 90. It may take a little bit. I'm going to see if I can, do I want to snap that? It doesn't really matter. I'm going to put that there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that. And so I have this. Now, let me go back to layout, Control 3, and I'll go back into wireframe. Okay, this is what I want to look at. In fact, I'm just going to focus on that for the moment. I want to have an incline, and so I'm going to lower this down, and it may or may not be all that realistic, but if I have it all the way up, essentially, let me show you what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be taking this, Shift D, G, drag it, and snap it. And you can see how this could create stairs, and it's going to go up like this. But I want a more of a gentle slope, so I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to pull it down. So now if I do this, and this is the part that's, a little bit, trial and error. I'm going to do that. All right, so I have that so far. Let me go out and bring back everything else and see how close I'm following. Okay, let's try that. Let's take this, Shift D and G, bring the whole thing up. And then snap to there. We're kind of following it. Shift D and G. Okay, I've lost my point there. I'm on the wrong thing. There we go, I think. Close. Okay. I'm going to come back to this. That's not bad. I could probably use this so far. So let's come back in. Let's do another one. Shift D and G. Snap to there. And let's just see where we're at. So it all depends on getting... now I can, if I scale it this way, okay, that doesn't help me that much. If I scale it that way, yeah. Okay, let's try. If I scale it in the Z, I can get it a little bit more going up. So then I want to step, and that thing is pretty darn close. I know I can do more if I need to. So I'm going to stop at that point, and we'll see what the next thing is that we need to do. So here is what we're going to do. I'm actually going to, I think, get rid of those. And really what I should do is I should take this and go merge by distance. We definitely have to merge it. All right, I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to extrude down and snap to there. So it's almost like a square. Okay, so where are we here? I'm going to get rid of that vertex. There, let's just focus on this thing. All right, so I want this one. And that's down. Let's see if I grab these two. F, no, not yet. So this one, I'm going to extrude over to there. Now I can join these. Take the whole thing, F to make a face, and I have this with nice, cut-offs. Let's bring that back. So now we'll just see if I've done a good job of this and if I can use this piece as is. I could extend one more board underneath there. I think we can get away with this. I think we can make this work. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to give it some thickness, not too much, just something like that. And we're not quite down on the board yet, but I do actually need to come down here. So I'm going to do this. And I just want it to come pretty close to here. Let's scale that a bit more. Okay. So with that done, I'm going to take this and bring my 3D cursor to it. Take this and set the origin to the 3D cursor and then mirror this over to there. But I don't want it in the wall, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually come in here. I can now get rid of that face. I don't need it. And I can take this stuff and I can say, okay, I'm going to move it out a little bit. This actually is going to come in. Those are going to be in a little bit, and then there's going to be another piece, I think, on the outside. But let's just see how this would look. Let's make a step. So let's come in here and grab this piece here, Shift D to duplicate, pull it up, P to break it out. It's already mirrored, so let's turn on clipping and come in here, take this, bring it into the hit. Let's apply that mirror. I'll keep that edge loop because I might use it to bend the steps a little bit. I'm going to extrude down to get the approximate thickness of the step that I would want. And then I'm going to scale in the X so it's wider than the step. And I could, I can nudge it forward a little bit, decide if I like it. I think it's going to be all right. So let's say we take that, and I'm going to add the bevel. 0.003 or 2, doesn't really matter. I'm going to apply that bevel. Come in here and unwrap this. So grab Shift Alt and click that loop, and doesn't matter where I do the another one. And that looks like I'll have to do 2 because of that edge loop. Control E, mark seam, unwrap. Let's try adding that posts. I'll just leave it like that for now because I may I'll change the UVs later. Let's set the origin to the geometry. Look from the side, and for now I'm just going to copy them. Shift D. Just like that. I'm just wondering if they're too thin. Hopefully they're okay. I think I want them wider. Although I'll have that other thing on there, so we may not notice. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to take all of these and this actually, and it is going to go closer to the wall a little bit. Take these guys. Oh, I missed that one. There we go. I was selecting the window by accident a little bit. Just scale them in the X. Okay. I might as well go ahead and do this stuff here. There we go. Okay, I'll just vary these up. Rotate 180 on that one. Not a lot of difference, but some. Do that one. Okay, so we got that. So let's have a look at this thing. It's mirrored. Make sure I've done that. Okay, I have. I wanted to show you something with the mirror in a minute, but let's go ahead and do the bevel on this. And let's try. You're not really going to see it very well anyhow, so I'll just go 0.003 and I'll apply that. And for this, I think I'm just going to try Smart UV Project with an island margin of 0.02. And so I've done that. Let's add the posts. Really, I should probably change up the material. Rotate 90, scale it. You know, I think it looks okay for what we need to do. I want to show you something first, and then I'm going to actually apply the mirror and move some stuff. Just notice the way the unwrap is the same. See these lines here, and they're there? Okay. I want to show you something. Just like in the array, if we come to the mirror modifier and open that up, see this data down here? If you open that up, we again have the UV stuff. So I can change that to some extent without even applying the mirror. All right? But I am going to apply the mirror, and I probably then will take this and do what I want to do anyhow. All right? All right. All right, so back to this. I just want to position this more the way I want it. So I'm going to come in here. I want that piece. I'm going to break it out, and I'm going to take that piece, and I'm going to move it in here. So I'm going to be widening my steps because I'm going to be having a post in here. So I want this one, and I'm going to GX, and I'm not certain where that's going to go exactly. So it probably would be a good idea before I really get on these things. I'm actually going to join the steps. And I'll just make it easier for me just to do this and to move them, you know, globally if I need to. So these are just screenshots, but here you can see the same idea of the walkway, coming up the stairs, show you another view in a second, onto the deck with these ones going this way, and then going that way. I put a couple of posts in here, and at this point I put a very basic handrail just with rectangles here. I may change that design a little bit later on. All right, so there's one image, and here's another image from sort of a perspective view. All right, so we've got the front steps just the way I showed you. We've got these pieces. I've just taken a little piece down here from the steps. I've also put an outside bar on here. So the real sort of toothed type structure that I created there is just blocked by that piece there for more support. So that then is the walkway. And then underneath here, I just quickly threw a plane that's subdivided, or a circle that's subdivided, and I deformed it a little bit so it looks like there's some mud or whatever, or some grass. I may do a bit of more of an environment, but I actually have to move on to some other projects. So this could be very close to the final. I would just go back and touch up a few things if necessary, and I think I've shown you most of the modeling and texturing of this, and I've left off a little bit of this because like I say, it's just very repetitive, and you can just move boards around, create a couple of posts, a couple of horizontal pieces, a couple of vertical ones, and you've got it. The interesting part, I think, was the actual stairs, and you don't need this outer piece if you don't feel like making it on either side. All right, there's a couple of posts underneath there just to help support this structure, and I showed you the array with the changing up the UVs, and the mirror with changing up the UVs, and that's pretty much it. So I will move to probably modeling a lantern here, and there may be one or two more things, but I don't want to do too much more, and then setting up some lights and rendering it. So hopefully one more video and we can pretty much wrap this up. All right, so thanks again for watching, and I hope you'll tune in to the final.